Good morning. Let's see what I did yesterday. 481 miles. And today I was going to go to Crystal Caverns, and they don't have any tickets. It's tour only. Like, you can't just go roam. Then there's no tickets for today or tomorrow or anything, so I don't know what's going on, but whatever. I can't go there, and that's fine because I am going to go to three ghost towns between here and I'm actually staying another day in Montana, Missoula, Montana, because tomorrow to get to Washington, there's a lot of sketch areas in Washington, like the real open, I don't want to call them like reservations or anything, but like there's some sketch areas in Washington state. So it's going to take me a while to get to, if I was to go from here, it's 700 miles, and I'm not doing 700 miles in a day. So I'm going to do a short drive to Missoula. I don't know how many, it's like 400 miles. So if I clop off 400 miles, then whatever. So I'm going to, like I said, 3 ghost towns. So I have on my selenite necklace and my evil eye earrings. Why not? Have fun with it. I'm really actually excited about it. Like I said, hiking, I'm a little bit done with parks. I mean, I'm going to North Cascades Park, but that's like that's what I'm going to spend 2 days there tomorrow. But so yeah. I feel like there was something else I wanted to say, but I'll remember it. So off I go. I remembered the other thing. I'm not going to Yellowstone now, and I did pass by, like, whatever. But I'm not skipping it either. I'm going to Yellowstone on the way back across the country. I guess it's huge. I don't know. But, so I will be doing Yellowstone, just not in this direction, in the other direction. Okay, I don't know if I was in the bougie part of Bozeman or if Bozeman is the bougie part of Montana. But let me just say, they don't really know how to do bougie. Now that it's daytime and I'm driving around the town, I went and got gas and stuff. Like, it just, you could tell by the way the town looks and everything, like, and the houses and everything. It's a bougie area. The people in the cars, like the cars themselves, whatever. But at the same time, I mean, this explains things. It's like they don't do bougie right. They're just, I did not come into contact with a single person so far in Montana that I did not think was just full of themselves. I don't know. Like, they just didn't want to have conversations. And it's like, that's cool. You don't need to have a conversation. Some people don't want to. You know, whatever's good. That's fine. Some people don't even like to talk to strangers. Fine. But every single solitary person, including like clerks, like that work at stores and stuff, like, they have to talk to people. It's their job. Customer service is their job. So yeah, but I saw the people first, and I was like, why do these people just seem like they think they're better than everybody else? And then I drove around, and I was like, oh, this is why. Because, again, you could just tell, like, everything was real. I can't even describe it, actually. That part of Bozeman, I don't think I've seen anything like it, except maybe, like, the newer homes in LBI. You know, all those straight lines, like, it's like modern architecture, but it's also cookie cutter. Like, it's not, like, let's take the bougie looking things from architecture and just put them places. Like, that's the thing. Things about architecture drive me a little nuts because, like, there are certain things that are visually pleasing, but they exist for a structural reason. But nowadays, with all the you know, the homes that are all the same, Toll Brothers and things like that, they've taken visually pleasing architectural things and just stuck them places, but they don't serve purposes. Like, for instance, I mean, this is a stupid one, but shutters. How many people have shutters on their house that don't move? Most people. I could say most people have shutters on their house that don't move. I chose to have no shutters because shutters serve a purpose, and to have them just for looks, I don't like that. I don't like that. You know, so things like that. So you could tell by driving around, like I said, the new construction and things that are there, the styled houses they're building. I don't like them. Like even these houses right now. These houses have literally zero overhang. Like, and I'm not talking about like the side eave, like on the here. I'm talking about like where your gutters go. They didn't have gutters, actually, now that I think about it. I mean, it's got to rain here. It's actually supposed to rain here today, which we know. I tried to clean the windshield off, but I only got so much. It'd be nice for a little rain to clean off the window. But yeah, Bozeman, like I said, I don't know if I was just in that area of Bozeman. But even out here, like, stop it, people, stop it. On this road, the speed limit's 70 during the day and 65 at night. It's neat to have a different speed limit during the day because, like I said, on those other roads, like at night, it would be a little bit whatever. But 5 mile an hour difference, I mean, is that really going to do anything? Really? But that's neat. Day, night. I feel like a lot of places could benefit from day-night speed limits. You know, like heavily deer-populated areas and, you know, things like that. Things with actual wildlife. And look, there's a deer crossing sign, so I assume that's the reason for it. There's cows, like, all laying on top of one another over there. This is pretty now on my way to the ghost town. On a 287, whatever that is, for 50 miles or something. I don't know. Yes, but that's neat. Day-night speed limits. And by the way, I know I said I'm going to do research on places before I go. But with ghost towns, I did not. Because I don't want to be told things about them. I want to see what kind of vibes I get. So, but after these 3 ghost towns, then I'm going to start researching stuff. I can't even say the words. I cannot say I promise because I know me and I like adventure way more than anything else. And how much of an adventure is it? Like, here's the thing. Okay. If I have expectations, I can be disappointed. If I have 0 expectations, everything's just an adventure. So that's why I think I don't research things, because I don't want to know what to expect. I mean, again, I did at least check to see if I could go to a cavern. I just wanted to roam around a cavern. Like, why is that a big deal? Only guided tours and no guided tours today or tomorrow. And it says guided tours are only from a month, maybe April through September, like till September 31st. It is September 27th. So I think they just might have called it for the year. This is rather pretty. It smells like poop. Manure, obviously. I don't know if you can see the actual mountains in the background. And this is the road that you drive slower at night. Hey, look, a car. Maybe I will go to more parks because the Madison River is absolutely gorgeous. I can't show you because it's running parallel with me. I mean, there's people in little rowboats fishing out there. It's gorgeous with like a bunch of little cabins interspersed throughout the edges, and we're in a little valley, a little one. But I mean, yeah. I think the whole point of being out here is for nature because it's incredible. I said I'll get sick of it. It's a river, guys. It's just a river. It's gorgeous. I'm sorry, I wasn't on 287. I was on 84. I'm getting on 287 now, in case anybody wants to drive through that. It's gorgeous. Also, around here, there are. I noticed. Well, after you see the first one, I noticed that there wasn't really crosses for people who died
Continue on US 287 south for 16 miles.
on the highway anywhere before basically like this state. So I see them and I compulsively, sign the cross thing. But what they have here that I just today I've noticed is there's like a, the pole that holds up street signs, like the U-shaped metal whatever. They're them in red, like the actual pole's red, with a white cross about maybe 8 inches tall on top of it. And they were just scattered. Like they're right on the side of the road though, like where a street sign would be. And I was like, are they really like someone died here across this? Because they're like I said, they look like they were installed by whoever installs, the markers on the side of the road and the signs on the side of the road. And then sure enough, a couple of them next to them have, like homemade crosses that people put out. So apparently Montana marks their road deaths with like permanent markers. I mean, I don't know if it's I feel like it's more of a don't drive like an asshole marker than a memorial, which are, what the other things are. So, yeah, I'm gonna look that up because that's gotta be what it is. I don't need to look it up. That's what they have out here. And there was one section of road where there was 4 of them, like 2 on one side, 1 on the other side, and then 1 on the other side, spaced a little bit. So that seemed like a dangerous section of road. How neat is this? So this road, it goes over a mountain. Okay. When I was going uphill, there was 1 lane on the left and 2 lanes on my side, on the right, on the uphill. Then once we crested, it flip-flopped. So that trucks that, can't make it up the hill in any kind of speed, you can easily go around them because there's 2 lanes. So then now that I'm going downhill, you don't need to be able to go, you don't need to go around trucks that are climbing at, 35 miles an hour up the hill. Because there's only enough room for 3 lanes. That's neat. I don't think I've ever seen that before, but it's very, very intelligent. I don't know if I would have taken notice of, maybe it has happened before and I never took notice of it, but this time I did because there was a tractor trailer who was just trying real hard to get up the hill, and everybody went around them, and that's what triggered it for me. So yeah, that's neat. Okay, I just saw a wild animal on the side of the road. It was okay. It was hoofed. It had antlers, but its antlers were just sticks. There was no branches off of it. It was like the size of a deer. I don't know what it was. I mean, it wasn't a goat. It was very deer-like. And I'm like running through all the different deer things, like elk, caribou, deer, moose. It's none of them. Like a gazelle, kind of like with the dark and the light. I've seen it before. I don't know what it is. I'm gonna have to figure it out. But I saw a wild animal, and this one was not. I'm not in a nature park, and there is no fence to say that. Well, actually, there is a fence, but he was on the outside of the fence. Yeah. So I saw a moose, and now whatever that was. That's exciting. Okay, I'm in Virginia City. That was supposed to be a ghost town. I'm sure there is whatever, but the sign on the way in said resisting change since 1683 or something like that. The town looks like an old town. I can't describe it any other way. There's the little post office, the drugstore, mercantile, ice cream, candy shop, bank, and the bank's like, there's a single gas pump, And this is actually the town. Like, people live here. This isn't a fake staged town. This is a town that refuses to grow up. And I love it. I'm gonna go just walk around. It's cold, but 58. It just feels cold because it's been like 90. But this is just, like I said, it's not staged. It looks staged. There's still hitching posts for horses and stuff. But they just, I assume, haven't removed them unless people. This is so cute. I'm very excited. This is legit. Like, you see, it's a road. There's houses. Okay, both these little towns, Virginia City and Nevada City, are crazy because, like, people live there, and some of the buildings are like, you go in and you just see stuff like an old barber shop, and it's just, you know, you can't buy anything or get your hair cut, but you can just look at the stuff. And now I'm driving through visitor center. Like, I don't know if any of this is real. So this says open. Okay.
You have arrived.
Like, it's crazy because like, I was in a candy shop where you could buy candy, but then, like, the top shelves had like fake candy, like old candy, like old stuff that you can't buy, like old boxes and things. And then the woman was like, I gotta get out of here. I gotta go to the post office. They're only open 10 to 12 this time of year. Okay. So, like, again, the people live amongst and have run businesses amongst things that are just historic places. And it was 1864. I think I said 1684. 1864. And, like, I'm in the off season. That's the only problem. A lot of stuff, she said Memorial Day, like, it's closed. Because I was like, are all these stores closed? Like, or are they just fake? And she said, no, they're closed for the season. But, like, she had to hurry up and get to the post office because they're only open for 2 hours. And she lives here. And then, like, I drove, like, the streets that were just houses, like, not the historic part. And it's the same thing. Like, there's just houses. People driving down the street on ATVs. Like, it's nothing. And, like I said, you have to go to your post office. It's just, it's crazy. Could you imagine living amongst, like, just, and I mean, you're in it. Like, it's adorable. It's not what I thought what Ghost Town would be, but it's adorable. I'm gonna go in the museum here, but I'm gonna show you what this looks like. There's hitching posts all along the thing, and again, it's just because there's a a rail stop, like, not what I expected. It's just like somebody pressed pause in 1864, and then just people still live here. Okay, I forgot my selfie stick, but this is this is Nevada City. Nobody lives here. Okay guys, I'm freezing. 61 degrees and cloudy, and I've been walking around that ghost town, and I'm freezing. Sorry, we got the heat going. I'm skipping the next ghost town because I don't want to go to a ghost town that's all propped up and, I don't know, active. I'm going to go to a ghost town that's kind of like left to itself, and then, like, just like, okay, if a building falls down, well, if a building falls down, nature did it. I mean, I want to go to a ghost town to get the vibe and stuff there from, like, you know, the 1800s. I want something like untouched, except for by like tourists who like that kind of stuff. Because when these things are, you know, maintained like the place was and have this, that, and the other thing, it's like a historical site. It's more like a museum. Like people who want to learn about history, you know, go there. I'm not really interested in history. I don't know. Like, you know, the historic stuff doesn't really do it for me. Like I said, I want to go to like ghost towns, like the ones in Texas where it was just like nothing but like the old buildings and whatever. It was like, I don't know. So, horse and buggy crossing. So I'm going to skip the next ghost town because the next ghost town is like apparently like the first blah 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 and the most well preserved blah blah blah. It's not going to do it for me. I mean, if it was 90, sure, why not? But with it being cold, my cold, 61 degrees and cloudy, I don't feel like going to a like I said, historic whatever. Like that's not the type of stuff I'm into. But I will say that it smelled fantastic. But again, it was 1864. That's not really that old. I mean, there's buildings in Newtown that are that old and they have the exact same smell. I love the smell. And the whole town smelled like it, even like outside the buildings and everything. Some neat little interesting things, but that's more of like a, you know, a class trip destination than a wear my selenite necklace destination. So that means that I'm just going to go to the next place right now, which puts me there by 4 o'clock. It's fine to have an early day because tomorrow's going to be a long one. So I haven't read in 5 days. Not a single page of a single book. So I could do that. It's all about balance. I'm finding that the actual towns in Montana are cooler than the ghost towns that I went to because they're still living like the 1860s. I mean, they have electricity and running water, but everything still looks the same. They still have like the same types of stores. You know, people are driving ATVs instead of riding horses, but like down the streets and everything, and it's all spread out. Like driving down this road that's 70 and it's surrounded by farms, and there's houses at the farms. Like, you know, these are people's houses. It's not just farmland, like commercial farmland. It's like somebody's farm. Like these are personal farmers who live there. And then you see a sign that says, you know, reduce speed ahead. And then you drive through like a little, like a town, like a main street. It's got stores on both sides. And then you keep on going. I mean, because people live in these houses on all these farms out here, have to go somewhere. So they go to the little main street. And it's like exactly what I would imagine it was like. Back in the day, it's just electricity and running water. But it's still, you know, there's no whatevers. Actually, I saw a random, you know, like cable building out here that said something fitness established in like 2019. And I'm like, there's not normally gyms. Like gyms weren't a thing back in the day because people got their physical exercise from doing labor. So gyms don't fit. And I'm glad that I assume Grove wanted to open a gym, wasn't allowed on Main Street to keep it quaint. Because like I said, and think about that by the way, nobody went to gyms before. I mean, even the housewife had like the, you know, Thigh Master or something. Because a housewife obviously isn't, but no, like just cleaning the house and taking care of the kids, that's physical labor. And the husband's out doing physical labor. It's just, it's interesting for me how gym crazed we are today. And even health crazed about the foods we choose to eat. Whereas before, everybody was healthy just because of their lifestyle. Our lifestyles in the early 1900s, the late 1800s, even not that long, not 60 years ago, you know what I mean? Like, people were healthier. Okay, like, we still had, like, diphtheria and things like that, but I'm saying, in general, the cleanliness, we weren't that clean. But all we had to do was clean things, like clean up, you know, like have potable water. And instead, we created a lifestyle for everyone. I mean, it's a lifestyle, it doesn't matter if you're rich, poor, or in between, that leads to poor health. Long life, quality of life though, we're living longer, because again, you don't have to worry about, you know, diseases killing you, because that's normally what would happen back in the day, is, you know, uncleanly diseases would wipe people out. But now, people live longer because you have doctors shoving pills down your throat. But the quality of life is just terrible compared to 100 years ago. Absolutely terrible. And it's just, like I said, the gym triggered this in me. The fact that, no, there was no such thing as a gym. There's not a place you went to indoors to walk. Because you walked to the mailbox. I mean, you walked to the, you know, anything. And it's just, I don't know. Evolution? I don't know. WALL-E, you know, the movie WALL-E, really kind of had things right, man. And I don't believe we're going down that road. I personally believe there will be and is already existing a shift in society. I don't know what you want to call it. I mean, but just think about it. Like, you stick your clothes in a washing machine and then you stick them in a dryer. If you had to manually wash your clothes and then walk them outside, hang them up on a line, and then manually, you know, bring everything in, like, just washing your clothes improves your health. It's physical activity. And it takes longer. Obviously, manually washing your clothes takes a while. But what are you doing with the saved time? What are you doing with the saved time? I mean, watching mindless videos on TV or the computer, which is, I say, as you're probably watching these mindless videos. These aren't mindless videos, but, or maybe you think better of it and you say, you know what? I'm going to use this extra time to go to the gym. But nobody looks at it as extra time. People think that they have not enough time. And it's like, do you realize that people used to have to, you know, manually wash their own clothes, food, harvesting, like all of that stuff? We have more time. This generation has more time than any other generation has. And we waste it. So look, I'm in a little town again. I almost got a tattoo at a random tattoo parlor. If I see another one in one of these towns, like, I'm going to get one. I don't know what I'm going to get. It's going to be something just tiny and ridiculous because I have to keep it clean while on the road. But yeah. So, I don't know what I was saying. But, oh, gyms. It's weird that gyms, you know, you didn't need them when you did your own work. I'm going to butt up ahead. Okay, it's Butte, but I still want to call it butt. And you know what? I can. Okay, I just thought of something else funny. Lewis and Clark Trail. I keep seeing it. I know nothing about Lewis and Clark. I mean, Explorers, Sacagawea, is that a thing? Is that them? I don't know. Is this the whole Oregon Trail? No, that would be in Oregon. Well, no, it came across the mountains. I don't know. Point of the story is I got distracted because it keeps just pointing and says Lewis and Clark. And I'm like, I know you can take the path that they took, but like, you're walking it. You know, it's not like you're literally taking the trail that the path they took. Anyway, funny thing. So, with the invention of, you know, like I said, the washing machine and even like the dishwasher and things like that, it uses a lot less water, which is good for conserving water. But it uses energy, like electricity and stuff, or gas if you have, gas dryer, clothes dryer, whatever. So, yes, you're conserving water, but you're expending energy. Now, there's nothing you can really do. If you plug something in that's electric and you used it, there's nothing you can do to offset that. I mean, it's something that doesn't exist in nature. I mean, well, lightning, but you know what I mean. And don't get me started on solar panels, because yes, they're great in small doses, but at the same time, like, the earth is supposed to be absorbing that heat from the sun. You put a solar panel somewhere where things are supposed to be like absorbed, because energy, there's radiant energy, like geothermal, whatever. So like, the earth expects to have rays of sun on it. I don't know what the speed limit is. There's a cop there. Whatever. So I'm not a big fan of solar panels, to be honest with you, because I feel like that's screwing stuff up. Like, that those rays of sunlight are supposed to get absorbed into whatever material they're going to hit, whether it be your roof or the blacktop or the grass or a lake, anything. And then normally, gets stored and then released back in the atmosphere, like the heat, because energy can't be, destroyed nor created. I'm not going to get into a science lesson, but the point is, when you use that energy, like, that's it. There's no offsetting it. But when you use water, there's a way to offset it. Drink beer. Okay, I'm sorry. My dad, again, he says so many things. He's wonderful, by the way. If y'all met Joe, I'm sure you have, and you know he's wonderful. But he used to say that the reason, like, everybody used to drink beer back in the day, even children, because it was safer, because the yeast and bacteria, something, the water was not potable. So it was safer to drink beer than it was to drink water. Again, have not fact-checked him. I don't fact-check my elders, because it doesn't matter. Does it really matter if this was true or not? Point of the story is, when I was in the little town, there was a bottle opener. A bottle opener, like a cast iron bottle opener, put into it, etched into it, said, "Save water, drink beer." So I bought it for my dad. So point of the story is, manually wash your clothes and just make sure you're drinking beer instead of water, because you just saved energy by not using electricity, but you wasted a little extra water. So you know what? Have yourself a brewski and it offsets. And then the manual labor of washing your clothes offsets the calories you drank from the beer. See, this is genius. We think we live efficiently, but we do not. We might live efficiently for getting stuff done, but we do not for ourselves, our human selves, and the planet. So that was my rambling. This is a boring road. So there might be some more ramblings. But again, I mean, I saw the can opener. I mean, come on. Like I said, it's one of my dad's other sayings that he says all the time. He should write a book, and it's just like each page has like a one-liner, and it's just like things, I'm gonna write the book for him. Things Joe Lucas says, and I'm gonna make a book, and it's gonna be subtitle Boomer something. I'll come up with something. It's actually really funny. My dad is not a boomer. My dad is old. He was like 39. He was like 10 days shy of 40 when I was born. He's part of the silent generation. So I feel like all the stuff he says and a book title from the silent generation, I feel like I could figure out something off of the whole silent, but these are his words. I'll figure something out, because again, he's not a boomer.